They are going to go in towards Rakan instead.
Oh, I find Rakan so difficult to play into this comp, though. There's just damage coming out of everywhere, right? And so Rakan being as squishy as he is, he's going in with the quickness.
They're TP bot. They have 3 bot here, so this actually kind of has to work.
Well, see whether it does. Zeus, only level 5, wants to try and cook this wave as best he can, but he doesn't have the equalizer. There's the flash. As Kana, to the skies.
It's a top wave to not fall too far behind is July.
Yeah. Caught out just a little bit here, wanting to buy space for Peanut as best he can, and he should be able to do so quite well. Peanut now with one of these Void Grubs remaining. Now Peanut diving in. There's the 2-man pulverizes. Yikes, in a bit of trouble. Zeka, he'll turn up. Doesn't have Emperor's Divide back available just yet as the Void Seeker barely going wide. Conquering Sands not finding the mark either, as this tree is looking pretty durable, but not durable enough. As Zeka that I was expecting it to be when I looked down there. As here's a flash pulverize. Killer Instinct from Viper all the way behind the KC bottom lane, and Peanut throws out the Cyclone for fun. The bullet time's there as well. Viper takes it. Yeah, so there is one of them. Vladdy going to be getting towards the top side of this fight. These grubs going to be split as there's the Weaver's Wall. In goes Delight, but he gets flung back immediately. That cow is a stake immediately. And Peanut just wanted to be cheeky, will be able to grab another grub here, and now they're looking to try and exit the fight. Peanut's going to need to flash preemptively there as well, not wanting to get twisted advanced on, as Nimbus Strike will be able to buy him a bit of space. Anna catches up there, and a Cyclone going to be used defensively. Unfortunately, Vitagemus doesn't make it in, but it doesn't matter, and Zeka
really wanted to fully commit to it, but KC actually pull off the chase, get on top of their backline, and get a couple of crucial kills.
Last time we saw him, so he's been waiting there for quite a long time. He's going to be looking.
Yeah, Vladdy does have the rocks on the ground, so can't actually use them to stop that headbutt. The flash forward from Viper, and that will be a kill. Shutdown coming.
It's insult to injury, and they're going to be able to get that tower.
Oh, man.
Oh, maybe? No, okay, it's going to go down. So, yeah, they get the first.
Stop him. Not actually going to get rid of that vision. As you can see, Zeka making his way in, and this is another turret that is likely going to fall. There it goes.
And that
so
means
the answer comes through, and everything very even as once again, Delight is pulverizing. Kaliss going to get stunned up there by the trample, and he is dead once again.
Yeah.
Well, the item spikes as well, hit one item on either side, but I think Hanwha Life, they're going to be feeling amazing. That Triforce on Peanut is big.
Well, there's the Nature's Grasp. Cyclone there for Peanut as well, as the Rift Herald is being ignored. Down comes the Rumble as well. Equalizer not in the most perfect position, but they split up the fight. They managed to take down
for HLE because they never got a full set of those 3 grubs. And meanwhile, Kana just pushing up on that top side, playing heavily.
Many a time, but KC, they don't want to make that happen as they get the mid lane turret here. Are going to be able to open up the map with that.
Yeah, will be traded on the bottom side, though. No one going to be answering Zeka, so he gets ISO gold down there. He's going to be able to open up his own advantage, and Zeus realizing not in a position to actually take this fight, but we'll cancel the recall now.
He cancels it. We'll be able to get that point-blank harpoon as the flash out from Kana, flash to immediately follow there from Zeus, and he just cooks him.
So damage though, I just don't know if they're ever going to get to this pit. Look at the light there.
It's going down so incredibly quickly. Viper, yeah, no, it is just gone. Yes, they see it, but that's all they're going to see is Delight going to cancel all of that CC with his ultimate, and now realizing that they weren't actually going to go for a fight. It might be that they can get the cow, although he just flashes in. Throws down the ulti as Zaya says, well, I guess I'm not going that direction. Now realizing, I think, that he's probably going to be dead as there are rocks all over the ground. It gets flung back.
For answer out of Zeka, so big play there from KC, punishing the side lane.
Well, Weaver's Wall going to come through here once again. Vladdy looking for an opportunity. Seismic shove going to hit onto Viper. And the Shock Blast to follow up. That punishment just insane as he's still burning down. Sitting at about 150, and he's going to have to blast cone his way out of this one. The rest of HLE just trying to play defenses. I don't think Delight is going to be as lucky as his AD carry. We'll have a Pulverize, I think. Yeah, there it is. And then he's dead. And so the Drake gonna go over towards Yike at the same time. Dragon advantage.
Dig out the TP. They get the Dragon, but the Calist.
Oh dear, there's a Cyclone. Zeka gonna turn up. These Sand Soldiers doing some work. Doesn't actually hit Calist with the ult though. Only on to Targamas as now the Nature's Grasp. The flash from Zeka is aggressive, but the Seismic Shove is better. And Zeka will be taken down. Twisted Advance does it, but now Zeus is going to turn up the Equalizer. He's going to soften them up and then knock him down. Kana goes to the skies, looks to get some revenge against Zeus, but Yike is so far in. Now doing battle against a Delight that's only just come back, and Peanut wants to get some revenge himself. behind enemy lines is this tree, and Yike should be falling, although he makes it back to the rest of his team. He's running, and it's actually Delight that falls eventually. He does go down, but I'd say that there should be a worth in all chat. That's another teleport to bring Zeus into this mid lane as he's booking it towards Canna once again. Kalist will have the damage though, and Zeus is just gonna fall. The bullet time to rain on through.
They do have to be aware of the flash timers though. Both Viper and Khalees spent their flash, but Delight has his.
Yeah, Headbutt Pulp comes in. Targamas should be able to make it towards Vlad if he wants to, but instead they turn it around. There's the shutdown onto Peanut. Delight has to get the heck out of there. Weaver's Wall comes through.
Could have gone for the Dragon. There are still a lot of teamfight ultimates available. Zeus, Zeka, Viper, and Delight, all of theirs available.
Oh, wow. Blowing the stopwatch very early here to Zeus as the equalizer comes down. Delight looking for an angle. In goes Zeka. Finds two with the ulti, but immediately he's thrown around. Does go into stasis eventually. Viper taken down. Zeus, the last man standing. He's got a flamethrower, but no hope. It's a double for Yike, and there goes the Baron. KC, they're looking to put themselves into a position to win this game.
Point as well for them being able to, and there we go. Use that Baron.
Something in the tank here if they want to win this one as Nature's Grasp comes through once again. There's a wall there as well. The bullet time comes down as this Unbreakable Will is going to need to be exactly that as Delight utilizes it to get rid of a whole lot of damage. But now the equalizer coming down. The quickness comes through from Targamas, not able to get on top of Peanut, but that doesn't matter. Empress back once again. Hits two. It's a double for Vladido on the other side. Canna going to be taken down, and now Zeus is looking to chase after Targamas and Yike. He has to sacrifice himself, but now it's Viper and Zeka chasing after the remainders of the Baron. As Yike should be chased out here by the Pigeon Man. And Targamas, I think he's probably going to be fast enough to get out as Yike. He's on vision. He's got that little sapling down though, and we're gonna need a shifting sands from Zeka to be able to catch up to this guy. And Twisted Advance, not quite enough.
Here of the river.
They just sort of
wandered in.
Yeah, the monkey and the cow just sort of like going forward. Pigeon getting involved now as well as Zeka throws out some sand soldiers. This Dragon already down to 50%. Yike wanting to move on over. Let's see whether this Nature's Grasp comes down. The equalizer is going to be preemptive though. As Delight going to get rooted, does have his Unbreakable Will, and HLE, you can just get them yourselves out, but instead they're looking for a team fight as Zeka finds some sand soldiers. The quickness going to get interrupted, and the charge comes through, knocked up as well, but he just shifts the sands, gets himself out. TP. Now without Delight, they're going to teleport on top to see whether they can take down HLE. Vladdy going to get harpooned. He looks for some of these shots as Zeka goes golden with that Zhonya's, and in the meantime, Peanut is just going to get melted. Two-man on the Empress Divide is not quite good enough as Kalist taking the damage here as the GA is going to be popped as well. Man, that Bloodthirster looks completely broken as he one-taps Viper, and that could just be the end of the game.
And Delight is going to be up in 10 seconds, but I don't think he alone can do it. And Hanwha Life, they got the Dragon. But if it comes at the cost of the Nexus, no one's going to be calling Worth, and Kalist being alive means that there's so much damage. We'll see 25 seconds for Peanut here.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it, as Delight just needs to try and get in there and stop this wave from getting towards these Nexus turrets. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. What is he going to do? Like moo aggressively in their direction? I don't think that's going to happen. Trying to headbutt Kalist away does make a fair bit of sense here. As down goes Delight, and look at this. These turrets do not last long enough at all. The first Nexus claimed will be that of HLEs after they chose the blue side here in game one.
And the Hanwha Life game one win. Engage Brom, we all know, isn't the greatest, and then the kite back and the range on this comp of KC is a complete nuisance.
I feel like they have a giga draft gap.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I think their draft is so much better for KC. Aurora 1-6 so far.
Takeaway, as well as just a neutralizing pick, as we often see him use, because he gets to lane pretty decently into effectively anything.
And I've always felt like Zeus is just such a confidence player, right? When he is playing really well, he can just play even better. And after a game
to get all of these, he doesn't have his, or he still has a smite.
They're just not coming to contest though. I mean, you have your bot lane top, but you're just going to let him do it in your face.
Yep, he's still got smite, so Yike might be able to come over and try and contest as far as that is concerned, but that is Peanut just taking it away. 6 grubs, that's pull themselves back.
The big thing for me after the previous game, though, is how good the team fighting looked as Targamas.
Yeah, Chains of Corruption smashed into the wall there as well, and he decides to turn it into a bit of an engage because he has nowhere else to go. That's first blood somehow here at 12.
So much better, particularly with Hanwha's strength being team fighting. So that's something that I think they can still rely on. But it's, again, Gold lead, it just keeps on climbing slowly and steadily. And if they're not careful, they are just going to get choked out of this game.
Yeah, but they're not at that position now, definitely. We'll see. It is going to be a Cloud Soul spawning here, which is quite strong.
That's something we haven't talked about yet, as Zeus should be fine here still. I don't think there's enough people nearby.
Does need to hit this tower a couple of times before he makes his way out, as he flashes, actually. Not sure about that one, as the Nara into the wall. He hits the Mega as Delight comes over. The redemption coming down, though, as Yike looking to try and protect his top laner. But with Peanut in the area, they might be able to get something done, but Delight is just being given up for the Ghost.
He's dead.
And it looks like KC are going to be able to finally strike back in this game, answering that first blood with a kill of their own.
A kill there and equalize things somewhat here in that top lane.
Well, Peanut is going to come on over here as the rest of KC looking to try and take down this Rift Guard. It's going to be stolen by Peanut. And he's tanky enough to be able to pick up this Eye and Targamas at the same time. Throws out the Impale for what feels like fun. As the Spiraling Despair comes down, Peanut trying to deliver it to the rest of his teammates. He's blast going in the hole. Not quite working out, although it might be enough to kill Zeus. Like you were saying, see whether he can crush his way out of it. There's enough CC here as Vladdy is getting the same treatment as the Glacial Fissure, almost what finishes him off there, as Zeus will get taken down as well. Peanut, in the meantime, though, is looking for that soul point that we were talking about. The rest of HLE on that bottom side coming out.
It is slow.
Yeah. She is going to try and assess what's going on. True Shot Barrage does give that information over, and Daisy is sacrificed.
Oh, Zeka standing guard. The poke is landing.
How are you supposed to engage here as Between Worlds come down at any moment? Kalist moving in now. The flanking Ezreal is not the scariest, as there's the wallop from Zeus to slow them down. Yeah, they're looking for this, but I don't know about it. It's down to 1,000 as there goes the Otacon, and it's voracious. So we've got some second lives here for HLE. Really does thrive. Problem is that they sort of don't thrive anywhere with how far behind they have now become. 5,000 gold as Peanut looks to try and pick up Kalist, not able to do so. Arcane Shift.
This is the opportunity they needed. There's a deep TP there from Zeka.
That's kind of crazy, actually. The minion wave is going to spot him.
They will see him.
Yeah. But now with that information, what are they going to do with it? That's the real question. The remaining four going to be, the 5 members of KC all moving back as a unit. Make it 6 as Daisy comes out. Zeka moving over. They are splitting this one up. Kind of taking a big chunk from Zeka here, who is really playing with the amount of gold that he does have. He cuts through kind of quite effectively. Piercing arrows being thrown out. That range that we were talking about from Viper, really a factor here. As there's the Hex Flash in from Targamas, but he's melting! They kind of ignore him here as he gets stunned up. Chains of Corruption do go wide, though, as Delight taking a lot of damage. But the poke, the artillery fire here from Viper is just ludicrous, and Kalist getting thrown out of the battle. Zeus still extremely healthy. As Zeka on this flank angle, and they will be able to take the soul.
Oh, they're getting Shepherd!
Exactly right. Zeka finding almost everyone with that one, as down goes Vladdy. Kana just realizing that someone will have to die. It may as well be him, as Zeka gets another one in the fight. Zeka is looking really, really good, and this is not his flavor of champion either, as Peanut looking aggressive, finds the Impale. They're happy to just grab any target, as Daisy and Targamas both going down in unison. And Zeus is just zoning everyone away. Yike segmented off as well. He'll just explode. Concussive blows.
And then the Baron is going to be free, and they can even go for Vladdy at the same time. He gets tagged.
Yeah, Winter's Bite coming on through there, as there's the stun. And Vladdy going to be taking a lot of damage. Does manage to almost kill Zeus.
To make it look close.
Yeah, as his health bar doesn't move because he hits Mega Gnar at exactly the right time. I'm tilted on his behalf.
Yeah, when the engage,
there's 3 members pushing top. No one's there, so Zeus knows.
Oh, yeah.
Is he wise
enough, maybe.
Well, he is now moving the wrong direction. Is it the right direction? Yeah, Cloud Soul is also just kind of obscene.
He's fine.
As, Kalist is the one that's in trouble as the Impale comes through. Zeka there for the follow-up damage, and this Ezreal nowhere he can go, and Zeus turns it into an engage opportunity onto Vladdy. That's, I think, demonstrating just how far behind KC are this game as they'll move up towards this inhibitor on the top side. The base just in ruins. As HLE, I think they're done here with game number 2. They're going to make it a best of 3 as they take down the second. As KC pretty happy. They have that 1-game buffer. They can use this as an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and figure something else out. But this one was all HLE all the time. And this team looks real angry with dropping a game in this series.
Yeah, Nexus, I think, ends up falling to mostly minions, as that felt personal.
You're feeling very happy about the fact that he is on such a strong, comfortable champion.
This is some life energy coming out here, of course. Life in the LCK and the LP.
Oh, I know about this one. We have Zeka on the roam already. Maybe just let it go.
Looking a little dangerous.
Yeah.
And there it is. The first Chemtech Drake going to be taking usage from Zeus. That should mean Peanut's able to grab at least 2 of them. This third one not going to happen, as it's a good shattering strike there, as the base breaker going to come on through. Only level 4 here from Delight, but he's got the Haymaker to keep himself alive. That's still going to be first blood going over to HLE, and it's Zeka that picks it up. Yike should be able to kill Delight. I say should. He's going to need another auto attack, maybe a Q. The Winter's Wrath is enough to get that one done. But Can is now in trouble. The Leap Strike will take him out. And Vladdy, can you be the hero? That's the question. Finding a death rate, getting a little bit done here, and Yike looks like he's not done just yet. Leap Strike is going to be up for Zeus, as the Winter's Wrath not going to find bottom lane here of KC. As Yike is going to face check. Facebreaker is going to come through as well. As Yike gets into the brush, does manage to take his red buff, but there's the knock-up. And in comes Zeka. He lands the chain, but Delight goes down first. A 1-for-1, and the red, I guess, was secured by the now dead Sejuani.
Yeah, that's a shutdown going over here to Zeka, though.
Oh dear, Glacial Prison that he just picked up as well. And now Vladdy is just dead. Peanut able to come on through with the audacious charge, and oh dear, if it wasn't bad before, it is now. Deadly Flourish is going to catch Viper, who does have to cleanse, and then will be allowed.
Is a big deal.
I mean, it's just a little bit greedy. I think he was mismanaging the time there. He's thinking, you know, I can get in and actually clear this wave. Khalees, though.
Yeah, Facebreaker onto both of them. Cannon Barrage is there. It's a flash away from the crash down. Targamas only level 5, but it doesn't actually matter. Yike actually in the perfect position. And Khalees says, yep, I'll just bait you in. But now Zeka looking for even more. Wind becomes lightning. Zeka just, throws out the dash cannon. And now Yike is in trouble as well. The knock-up comes through. Peanut is able to take down Targamas, and now Yike hit by the Haymaker. Zeka has enough damage, and it's a double for Peanut as he comes 5-1 in the end. A lot of extra side lane power for a Jax composition alongside the Sylas is terrifying if you're trying to keep your structures alive. As HLE moving Viper to the mid lane now, looking to set up for that style of play as the arrow is going to connect onto Kalist. Peanut moving in as well. Facebreaker, fantastic. There's the superplexes. Oh my god! The Magnet Storm so good! Yike has been in the perfect positions, and Delight going to be going down as well. Yike finally falls, but Zeka is a raid boss. He's just too strong!
Fan, you're praying that it is an Ocean, that it's not an Infernal or a Hextech or something like that. That would be so devastating, but it's just a great initial engage here from HLE. The turnaround, though, was unexpected.
KC right now in a rough spot is, Targamas.
Yeah, Targamas in a little bit of trouble. That is a beautiful arrow, but doesn't actually do too much here as Vladdy getting pushed around. Once again, though, KC holding themselves together. Another suplex from Delight, who gets a Haymaker for the big old shield and uses that to take down his opposite number. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end as, oh god, yeah, there's those Bash Brothers we were talking about. Vladdy is going to bear the brunt of that as Zeka underneath the turret isn't worried at all. The curtains have been called as Viper wanting to get that fancy footwork out, and Peanut needing to block at least one of them. Viper now looking for even more, and there it is. Yike finally taking him down. Peanut grabbing
Zeus builds
a 1.3k gold lead.
Yeah. He might die here, but he does get the turret.
Well, let's see where the cannon can live as well, as Grandmaster's Light has been brought. There is Delight! The flash over the wall from Kana.
Oh my god, has he been on a mission in game 2 and 3, and now Vladdy in trouble again?
Oh no, it's the Bash Brothers at it again. As Peanut down here towards the bottom side, and oh god.
Find the pace of the game, because Zeka and Peanut are just ramping it up. And we talked last game about how, they said, you know what, we're not going to skirmish anymore. This game is the opposite. TP's coming in, they're battling again.
Let's see whether Zeus can survive this one. Another arrow is going to sail by majestically, and down goes the Jax. But now Zeka has turned up, and so has the rest of the gang. Facebreaker comes through. Yike gives him the thumbs up. I think he knows that he's well and truly dead. Peanut wanting to take down Canna at the same time. He's going the wrong direction. Takes a while to get through Yike there, as well as the audacious charge. When becomes lightning actually missing onto Canna there, as we could see. And Targamas, I think you might just be more food for HLE if you stick around, buddy. As Delight is going to go over the wall. Does have the ignite there, and Viper with the volley will be able to lock that one down. Targamas, like we said before, it's going to be hard for him to be able to do anything, as the Deadly Flourish, not really that right now, as it's a double for Viper, and now he's strong.
The way that this game is going is very different, but the flavor does feel the same. As I'm looking at the gold lead right now, Hanwha Life, they're just taking an
It's a 3.4 thousand gold lead individually for just Zeka.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, Delight, it's hard to think how you could possibly stop Zeka from this point. He's got his Seekers as well for the next fight. KC are going to send everybody top, but
is it enough? That's the question. As the Winter's Wrath goes wide, they do manage to land that Glacial Prison, and Zeka going to buy some time by breaking this arm guard of his. And it should be enough here, as he's got a Glacial Prison of his own, and now he's bought enough time for the rest of his team to turn up. Delight comes in with the ultimate. Targamas with the Magnustorm going to try and get something done. Delight already dead in this fight. And now Zeus with the counter-strike, going to be able to take down Targamas first, and Yike, no damage back here, as Zeka should be able to hold him in place and take him down. It's another one, godlike now for this Silas, as Vladdy does get his shield back, and Peanut, he might be able to get in there, but he decides not to. Not going to be diving in an inhibitor turret just yet, as it is Atakan going down. And this teleport is going to get Zeka over here, and Canna, we saw what happened last time.
Just one turret!
I don't know whether that's going to be allowed. He eats some oranges, but I just don't know whether he's going to be K, guys. I don't think he's going to be K. Legendary now for Zeka, as this is getting difficult to watch here in Game 3.
It's starting to feel a bit...
Shutdowns like it's free ice cream. They're too far ahead.
Yeah.
It's just you can't contest anything.
Well, Zeka did steal a curtain call, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. And he lands all the bullets. Doesn't do very much.
On Yike.
Gave Sejuani a little scratch on the butt there.
Yeah, he certainly did. Now another curtain call going to come through, as there's a Magnustorm as well. Zeka taking a lot of damage, but goes golden to get away from the Glacial Prison. Down goes the set once again, but that's kind of been Delight's job so far. This series is into the backline. Goes Zeus, he's finding everyone with his counter-strike. Now kind of being pushed away. Vladdy died at some point in that skirmish, and the rest of KC relegated.
And then the moment Zeus shows up, the 4 versus 5 is the best bet you're going to get as KC. That Jax just runs rampant in the side lane. Well, they're just jumping onto inhibitor turrets now.
Well, Zeka versus 2 is not fair. So, as Yike is, I mean, this is a mission.
He's going to get out.
Well, let's see whether he can.
He's fine.
He is going to be able to walk under the turret. Yeah, nicely done. Targamas in this 1v2. Okay, Zeus doesn't know how to take damage. Yike does manage to land an ulti here, as we can see. Is Zeka going to be able to turn into the Sejuani, picks up the ult. He's legendary again. And Zeus is continuing this onslaught. And if I was Kallis, I would just have no idea what to do. Like, what are you supposed to do? Give him the thumbs up. Maybe that's just the rule. There's Vladdy going to turn up there as well. Zeus inside the enemy base. Delight going to be moving on over as well. And Leap Strike to get him out of there, so at least they convince the Jax to leave.
They got a tower.
Yeah.
We're on the board. Kana takes the tower.
Well, Zeka has found Vladdy again. Chaos Storm sort of everywhere, flash out, and Delight just does the walk up and ignite maneuver. Yeah. Kingslayer gets a whole bunch of health back, not going to be able to land the chain here, as the Cannon Barrage will help take him down. Kallis there with the 4th shot to the back of the head. So they get the shutdown. The legendary Zeka is dead. And it's a 12,000 gold lead. Facebreaker comes on through here onto Targamas. And Peanut turns up. He says, I'm still very legendary.
He hasn't died yet, by the way. Peanut now winning the KDA battle.
Yeah, nailing it. Although actually Zeka is now definable as far as KDA is concerned. Canna is going to get audaciously charged at here by Peanut. Flashes out of the way of the arrow. But this is now minions attacking Nexus turrets. I think game number 3 is done and dusted, as HLE will move to match point here in this best of 5 and have now the opportunity to become our first stand champions with another win in this series.
HLE just looking
So we'll see what the response from KC is going to be.
Renata is just...
Complete no-brainer. The Renata does come through.
Renata's Giga pick. But why would they ban, you think, Pyke and Nautilus over that? Because it feels to me like such an obvious one. That's a little bit surprising. I mean, Targamas did play a Pyke game, but...
Move over. Can take the body slam, of course, as Peanut's moving in as well.
What is he doing?
I don't know. He's sort of just auto-moving into the brush. He's going to be lit on fire. There's that ignite that you were talking about as he flashes over the wall. Yike now as well in a really weird position. First blood goes over to Peanut. Yike is going to have to flash, but the immediate follow is there from Zeus, who might be starting the game with another one. Yep, there we go. The hook shot comes off cooldown. Charm going wide there as well, as you can see. Peanut over the wall, so it should be 2 grubs over to KC. Peanut denying, I guess, a portion of feats of strength here for KC. They're not going to be holding that monopoly, and we know that. And the thing that I'm thinking is the fact that the early game that was so awful feels like a nightmare now, not actual, like, real League of Legends. So that's a really did abuse the Galio this time around. Hasn't been the case at all. And he's been doing just fine as Delight going to find a body slam, and Canna going to be delivered to the hook shot. Nowhere that he can go, and that is just see the advantage as far as those pushes are concerned. The Void Might's going to be helping them out when they're trying to take down these turrets.
Yeah, I mean, if Kana had ulti there, it might have been able to get a kill or at least a flash, but of course he didn't. I still like Zeus down for as long as humanly possible. You can't let him just farm against the Galio.
Wow, that sidestep was absolutely absurd. The charm going to connect onto Kana as well. Throws down the ulti though, and Zeka taking a lot of damage. Heroic entrance as well, but it's not enough. Peanut is able to lock down the kill before the gargoyle arrives. Does get the flash out from Peanut though, as he wanted to avoid the taunt. Another charm connecting here as it's magnetic for Zeka.
It's so hard to battle back.
You can see there on his portrait, the adoration ticking over towards 300
grubs. KC was from Hanwha Life, particularly with the Camille. If there's no one to protect the turret, isn't really anything that they can do, as there goes the first turret blood. That's Feats going over to Hanwha Life as well, and we are getting closer and closer to the point where Hanwha or KC, they're just going to need to somehow get Kalista kill.
Yes.
And there are, again, many tools, but you can see as well, Hanwha Life are, I feel like, playing around it very careful. Oh, Kana.
Well, he was thinking about going for a bit of a back here and possibly baited in, as there's the body slam flash from Delight. Put into the Hextech ultimatum, and Canna is just dead with the help of the turret.
No chance
the Bash
for him.
Bros.
Oh dear. Remember, cease and desist still available as the Vault Breaker even lands. He flashes, but cease and desist says no justice for you, my friend. And he's taken down. Rift Herald does go over to KC in the meantime. But
whatsoever, you're in a good spot. It's only the second dragon here from KC. You know, maybe Peanut fishes around to try for a steal, but don't need to.
Or do they just go for it anyways? The flash out from Targamas, he does avoid the charm. They take a lot of damage though. Zeka actually really hurting right now with 2 items completed. The dragon, 50 health. And it is going to be secured here by KC. Flash out from Peanut gets him to relative safety. In the meantime, outer turret in mid lane. Oh, and the cask is going to connect the charm to follow. But it's not enough to kill Targamas just yet, as the inner turret is also dead.
I love what Hanwha do there. It's literally just a
opportunity where you can chase in, but it's going to be so hard. It's desperation hours.
Oh, Kalist, if he dies here, it could just all be over, and he is definitely dead. Peanut, there's fists were made for talking, as Yike now also in trouble. Delight with the body slam comes through. Zeus turns up as well, and Yike is also on the floor. HLE just taking him down one after the other. Another inner turret should be going down here as the minion wave is still very healthy. And is that
early? And the moment any CC connects, you know this Draven is 100% dead.
And they layered it perfectly, right? You know, it's Peanuts all into the root, into the Delight all, into the body slam, into the Vault Breaker, everything back to back to back to back. I mean,
this wall will be discovered here as the control wall does go down. As Zeus not going to get Justice League punched and just walks back into the taunt. There are 4 people here. Remember, does of course have the Otacon, but instead just walks away from the Comet Spear, walks back towards Kalist as he throws out the hook shot. Zeus, you are, that's all, it's bordering on rude. Honestly, that was bordering on rude. Whirling Death is not really going to connect there, and the thumbs up, a little bit of a worry as the charm is going to bring Targamas through the base gate as another taunt is going to connect, but it's even Delight that seems too tanky. He's going to withdraw, and Viper is in the enemy base. as the Xayah. They're looking to break it open here at 24 minutes. And I think HLE are pretty ready.
And I think we all do. Writings on the wall to see how you actually get back into this game, right? No kills have been found, no turrets have been found.
Oh, Kana is dead. But there's another fight going on here, as we can see. Double body slam. There's a gorgeous cask as Delight lined him up, put him exactly where he wanted him, and no bailout is going to be enough. Yeah, you could post all the money you have, and it would not get you out of that prison. As Zeus moves into this mid lane to take down yet another inhibitor turret. Inhibitors going to be falling one after the other, as well as HLE take bottom, they take mid. They might even be able to take top lane if they get that minion wave in order, as well as the rest of them moving on over. It's very early in this game, so it's not likely to be just the end, as the inhibitor does survive somehow. Justice Punch onto Zeka. The taunt is going to connect as well. Kaliss moving over, lands the stand aside, but he's charmed as the flash finally is used, and the Whirling Death is just wide. But there's the Winds of War to come on through. The immediate heroic exit here for Vladdy at the same time. It's Kaliss with the bailout. Is going to take down Zeus. And cease and desist. I don't know about that one, Peanut. That was really a little bit of an overstep, you could say. And HLE probably stop going in now. It's KC. They find themselves here after losing most of their base. They're moving towards the Baron.
Yeah, they were just looking for even more, though. They're just looking to scrap here in a 2v5. They're taking the fight.
Okay, Delight and Viper, this is, there's limit testing and there's limit testing. They are moving them away from the Baron.
Well, they just want to ensure.
We'll see.
I'm going to connect onto Targamas, but not going to be dead just yet. And what is the answer? How are you supposed to get in here outside of just Yike ulting in? He certainly could do that, as Zeus wanting to stop that one from happening. The cask going to be used just to remove them from the pit. And you're right, it's only Peanut that's kind of in there. Viper finally comes back and starts hitting it with some orders. In goes Zeus, and Yike unable to get the steal, but they're still able to get the kill onto Peanut. The answer is going to be there in Kana. He now has that ulti on cooldown. Zeus taxis in! And teleport is optimistic from Zeus. Let's see whether this 1v2 is going to work out. He is level 17. And there is a heroic entrance. So with 3 people, it might work out. Not timing the Hextech ultimatum just right here, but the rest of HLE are going to turn up. The bailout onto Kana is going to be able to keep him alive, but he's dead immediately afterwards. And Viper says, enough of this silly business. I'm looking to try and win the game with double siege minions. Both of these Nexus turrets are going to die. Vladdy going golden, but he can't defend as the hostile takeover is fantastic, but he does have the Featherstorm still. Avoiding the feathers, though, is Vladdy. Can he get more here as Targamas is chasing after him, and Viper, man against the world, he's going to be able to take down Targamas, but there he goes.
Side of Hanwha Life took some liberties that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Reinforcements can arrive. Nexus turrets can respawn now, so there is a possibility for a hold, but we do see in the picture the Infernal Soul.
Yeah, there's some fast and loose moves being pulled here as Zeka is going to use the ultimate, but you can see Kaliss starting to do a lot of work here. That was just one of these axes, and the Ahri lost a third of her health. That is certainly good news here for KC, but they've only got 1 turret left remaining. 2 of them are going to be respawning, but this is the last one that they can lose for real. And some inhibitors also in a little bit of trouble, as Kana are going to be trying to clean things up, and here they are back once again. And the cask going to separate Targamas, but now the re-engage. The charm just going to interrupt everything as the Grand Starfall. Not exactly timed perfectly here by Yike, as the full engage hadn't actually occurred from HLE. They're just going to move back. They're going to take the inhibitor.
Just can't get to that objective.
Yep, and Delight
Yike, maybe the steal.
This is actually, yeah, so they do get the vision. Whirling Death is going to hit Zeka, so it doesn't get to...
Feels like it's all up to Kaliss, really, trying to set him up. He does have 4 items completed now. He is kind of that strong member at this point.
Yeah.
KC can find the perfect angle. We'll see.
Yeah, Yike is certainly off on a flank angle here as the Grand Starfall to get him in, but the immediate body slam to delay it. Viper just pulls back the feathers. There's a dead Pantheon. The 2-man body slam is gorgeous as the defensive ulti from Vladdy is trying to get things done. Hostile takeover is going to connect onto Zeka, but he goes golden in the nick of time. Targamas hit by the feathers, and now Zeus turns up, and all of KC are going to be on the floor. Their last dance in this first stand as HLE are looking to take down the Nexus for the 3rd time in this best of 5 and become your first stand champions.
And the first game gave us hope. A back and forth, crazy streak being broken. But then game number 2, 3 and 4, it was Hanwha Life showing why they are the LCK representative here at First Stand.
And HLE throughout this whole event just on another level than the rest of the competitors. KC still should be very proud, made it to the finals here. Did Europe proud, a great debut for most of these players internationally.
Absolutely.
A lot to be excited about with this KC club, for sure. Took down CFO in a really exciting series, but HLE, they are just different. These guys have looked so incredible. They really do showcase the fearless style.
They certainly do. But in our trophy ceremony presented by Mercedes-Benz, HLE will lift an international trophy for the very first time. Peanut has been, of course, able to lift it, but with a different team, with SKT back in the day, but now with the team that took over from the Rocks Tigers in their slot in the LCK. It means so much that Peanut, even now, is able to help that organization, or at least the one that took them over, hoist a trophy for the first time.
And Zeus as well, gonna go for his trophy lift. First time not with T1, forging his own path with HLE.
Ensuring he doesn't bonk his head on the trophy again.
Yeah, definitely a good idea.
He did last time as Zeka. His development from what was known as a fluke, you know, that DRX road run, it was magical while it was happening. But the fact that now he is the mid laner that he is with a crazy champion full, Viper and the like, the bro talent, always looking giddy. Got to play some fun stuff today as well.
He certainly did. I think his game 1 from Delight wasn't exactly the greatest, but every other game this tournament, Delight has been unbelievably good.
I mean, it's just been such a pleasure watching HLE throughout this event, bringing out all kinds of different picks. We got to see Zed, we got to see Vladimir, we got to see Kale, we got to see set support, we got to see Quinn top. We saw so many unique picks brought out and played to the highest level possible. It is just so much fun to watch these guys play. They truly are masters of their craft, seem to be able to play each and every single style that there is. And it's just something for everyone else to aspire to and for everyone else to be pretty scared of going into the rest of the year and these upcoming internationals.
Well, the thing is, and now everything is fearless. So I think you were watching before and you were like, oh yeah, but like we don't have to be this good in fearless because it's going back to like regular League of Legends after this. Not anymore. We are fearless forever. And taking on HLE in a format like this is something that only D+ Kia not too worried about as far as our league is concerned, because they also did pretty well in the format. But HLE certainly setting the bar pretty high for not only the LCK teams, but teams across the world.
As some more fan signs we get to see here. A classic. Hanwha Life.
The 4D signs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Really stepping it up here.
끝까지 가면 우리가 이긴댔지.